Luke has hit puberty and is showing signs of, I want to breed. Technically, these 3 girls can get pregnant, but we don't want that. Luke, you horny boy.
We got him a private area curtain, essentially. We got him a little apron for his penis. How about that?
All right, so we thought it was a good time to do a little update on our baby goats who are growing rapidly.
So fast, it's not even fair. Hi, baby.
We'll take a moment here to feature each one of these very special goats. We never thought we'd get as close to them as we are, but we love them so much. They are such a delight. So this is Pippin, and as you can see, her ears are still downward, which we love.
So much character in her.
And she is what's called in fleece, which means, as you remember, these are Nigoras, which are a cross between Angora goats and Nigerian dwarfs, which means that they have a cashmere-like wool growing on them. And they were not this fluffy at all, if you remember, when we first got them. But now they are in fleece. And so they have this beautiful, soft, feathery, soft fleece on them, and it's also starting to get colder, so they're starting to kind of grow their winter coats.
Just hiding her little face.
She's such a sweetheart. Pippin is the smallest of our goats. She's a baby,
But perhaps the sweetest.
she is really sweet. I don't know, they're all so sweet. We love these babies so much. Look at how big her horns are getting.
The way they like splay out like that.
Yep. So that's Miss Pippin. We've also started to wean them off of milk, which is really sad in some ways because we love...
Oh, I feel like we're torturing them.
I know, we love the bonding time, and actually the weaning process is a very stressful process on goats. We've been reading about and learning about. They're coming into adulthood, they're reaching puberty, and we need to get them off of milk. Fortunately, they love to forage here in their field, and they are eating solid foods really well, so weaning isn't starving them. They're doing just fine. Let's talk about Leia. She's such a pretty girl. She's our alpha girl, and she's a no, they
Leia's
still want to
line.
jump on our backs, and they're getting heavier. Leia, this is your moment to shine, sweet girl. So Leia is definitely our alpha female. She's the boss of the herd here.
Oh yeah.
And she's still just as sweet as she was when we got her. She loves attention.
So does Luke.
She's starting to grow her Nigerian dwarf hair here, which is like a mane, very majestic. She's an amazing goat. We love you. We try to make sure we give them lots of kisses.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, with the females, we touch their udders frequently just so that they
Not to be weird, but
get used to that, so that when it's time to milk. It's an interesting stance while I touch your udders, Leia. We want them to be used to the feeling of our hands on their udders.
well, hello.
Hi, Luke.
Is that enough about her?
I guess we need to talk about Luke.
The primary reason why we're here today.
Luke is our handsome buck, and he's becoming a man.
Sure is.
And he's absolutely
my boy.
gorgeous. He's the biggest of our goats, and he's still a buckling, but he is turning into a buck. Look at this goatee here
No, so
that's
majestic.
coming in. Beautiful goatee, and his mane is absolutely incredible. This guy
You guys.
is, talk about majestic. Whoa.
They're so heavy.
Now I'm going to point out what's going on here with his horns.
man.
As the horns grow, it's almost like teeth for humans where you lose a tooth so that the tooth can come in. The horns shed, and right now I'm not going to pull it, but he's got a piece of horn that's going to fall off, making room for his horns to grow. Look at those horns.
That or he's becoming a freak and growing a third horn.
Yeah.
Which is also cool.
We're going to get back to Luke and his puberty in just a second, but I want to talk about Sweet Mary. Sweet Mary. So again, Mary is one of our Nigoras. Beautiful fleece. And she's a sweet girl. She's kind of always been one of the most docile.
Lovable and docile, for
She's
sure.
also extremely smart. Of the 2 Nigoras, she's definitely the boss. So soft, so sweet, so beautiful. And she's doing really well too. So all of our goats are, I think, very happy and very healthy. Hi, baby. They're getting harder and harder to handle as they grow. They are certainly getting bigger. One of the things that happens with time and growing and age is puberty. At this size right now, technically, this is their first fall. Fall is the time of the year when goats go into heat. Technically, their first fall since they were born in spring. They can get pregnant, these 3 girls, but we don't want that. The reason we don't want that is because they're still small and they're not full grown. If they get pregnant now, it's actually very possible that A, they wouldn't give birth to a healthy baby, B, the birthing process could actually kill them.
They're literally babies themselves.
Yeah, they're still babies and they still have a lot
Yeah.
of growing to do. So we don't want to get them knocked up per se. The trouble we're facing right now is that Luke has hit puberty and Luke is showing
Right on cue, buddy.
a lot of signs of I want to breed. And we don't want to separate Luke, which is something you can do. We don't want to put him through the stress. He is so close with these girls, especially his sister. Weaning off of milk and separating him at the same time could cause like serious emotional distress on him. So what's this,
Yeah,
baby?
so today, essentially, we got him a cock block.
We did.
You may have to bleep that.
No.
We got him a fancy little private area curtain
Apron.
apron. We got him a little apron for his penis. How about that?
I love these
I
little
guess we're
guys.
gonna have to figure out how this goes on him.
Mary, she's untucking my shirt.
Oh, Mary. Hey,
I
hey,
don't-
Hey,
No,
you.
this is
Hey.
this is why we need to
Away with
separate.
you, sir.
Yes, away with all of that. Why we need to separate. We don't want
go.
any pregnant babies. We
No,
think
we do
next fall will probably be a lot better of a time. They should be full grown by then, and that's when we can breed them. It's not time.
Dude, my God.
Not time yet. The way this goes around the neck, this goes around the body, and basically if if it comes out, it supposedly gets stopped by this.
Supposedly. We're gonna find out.
This is from Amazon. The reviews were mixed. Every single one of these that we looked at on Amazon had mixed reviews, so it's kind of going to be a crapshoot regardless. This is a temporary solution to a much more serious, I wouldn't say problem, but developmental
It definitely
concern.
Could be. Luke. Bro.
Oh, that.
Hey.
Luke! He's just insane.
Yeah.
I would say that once they're fully weaned off of milk, we might want to start to consider.
Oh, man.
No, that's poopy butt.
Yeah.
No!
He doesn't mind. Luke, no. God. I'll fight you, bro.
Luke is demonstrating the issue that we're faced with here. Once he's done weaning off of milk, I think we might want to consider separating him. Luke, you horny boy.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna have to pick him up, I guess. Let's slide this
So,
baby out.
It goes this way. You're very handsome.
Are you
You're
sure
very handsome.
that looks like he's got a bib? Oh, okay.
No, it goes.
Just pull his legs through.
Yep. Good boy,
There
Luke.
we go.
Luke is thankfully a very sweet and gentle goat, and he's pretty easy to care for. I think because of those big old horns, we're just
Yep.
gonna do that.
There you go.
Probably gonna have to tighten a little bit more I don't know how much more we have here. Not
Hi,
much.
Daddy.
He's gonna weasel out of this.
Probably. Just have to keep putting it back on if that's the case. Yeah.
This side though, yeah, that's literally, it's all the way to this point, which means it won't
So-
go any further. So unless there's another technique, nope,
This is-
that's it.
This is pretty perfect on the belly, I would say.
Yeah,
But, you know.
maybe a little tighter just so it doesn't move. Yeah, I think it's still pretty weak.
Oh, God, you scared me.
Leia! Jeez, girl.
So, what do you do with my breath?
These kids, he's like trying to get back to it. He's
Yep.
like,
So anyway, where was I?
come here. Can you hold him down for me, baby?
Yeah, sorry.
We're not torturing you. Oh, that's as
Maybe a
tight
little
as
bit.
that goes. Okay.
I'm sorry, Luke.
Yeah, that's as tight as we can go. It's not too bad.
Also, you're welcome, ladies.
Well, let's see if it works.
Okay.
Dude,
And go.
you like your apron?
I feel. Screw you guys.
So what happens is the colder weather, because fall is breeding season for goats, it's actually a cross between the colder weather and the days getting shorter. It actually signals their bodies to go into heat. Nothing we can do about it.
Nope.
He's like, all right, who am I going to get? They're all,
As much as we can.
they
do
all
about
want
it
to
for
eat
now.
his, they're like, it's something new.
Yeah. Killing for you. That or they're laughing at him. Dude,
I mean,
I think it actually worked. Poor Pippin.
goofy, but
I just. Whoa. Whoa.
yeah, I saw it.
It actually did get blocked.
It did get blocked.
Hey.
Hey!
Hey, it works.
Cock block for the win. Sorry, Luke. We have to cock block you because you're just too bucky. You guys like my sexy new outfit?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, so
Check it out,
handsome.
Chris.
So handsome.
High fashion.
We love our babies.
Sure do. They bring so much joy, and I wake up early every morning and bring them their milk, and I'm sad that the milk aspect is going to be ending soon, but
Yeah.
still very much enjoy taking care of them, and they're so sweet. They're just
But-
like little puppies.
We have some exciting news for the future of our farm, which is that after our wedding, which is at the end of this month, we'll be going to Asheville to the farm that we got these two sweethearts from.
Yeah.
And we are going to be adopting their big sister, Poppy, who is actually coming to us pregnant, which means
Amazing.
A, there'll be some babies in the future, probably in the spring, and B, we'll be able to finally start milking. So we're pretty excited about that. So that's coming soon. My sweet baby Mary. Let's see if it's on later today. He cocked his head. What is this?
I'd say that's a success for now.
Yeah. He's just like a big sweet dog. He loves to be pet. Like, and he's actually just like fallen asleep in our hands, like just doing this before. He's just a happy boy. Like, he's a really cool dude. We love him. I love you.
He's a
Mwah.
blister.
I love you.